So we've spoken a lot. We're ending off our interview now, but there's a couple of questions, and one in particular is: what advice would you give a new WSR internet consultant? Because we come into this business, we go to a global convention, and we look at this and we say, "Wow, this is a lot." How do I take it in? Where do I start? So, what advice would you give them?
Well, in the past, when we didn't have that many things in the digital service portfolio, it was kind of easy to tell them follow the system and do whatever WSI is telling you to do. Because it was basically build a website, insert a couple of ads in Google AdWords, and basically do email marketing, and that was it. Yeah. It was like 3 services 15 years ago. Today, if I look at my price list, I have I think it's 22 or 23 tabs in my Excel file. And it's really a challenge. Actually, WSI, in order to solve that challenge, published something like a subway map that we call the digital route, that tries to explain how everything, all those different services, strategies, tactics, can be built into a system to really build a strategy. That's a customer-facing explanation. But if you are like an IC, I think that even though you have to follow the system, you have to focus in something. Like define what are the stages in which you're going to be developing your system. Choose a couple of routes around that map, which would be probably the search or the social or the content or the CRM or the mobile or the analytics, and choose 2 or 3 routes only and focus on that and try to become an expert on those digital routes. That doesn't mean that you are not going to sell the rest of the map. You can sell the rest of the map, but on that other part of the map, you are going to leverage more on the community and on the marketplace. But then, and that will be like a complement. But focus yourself on something, because that's the only way to start. If not, then the map is really overwhelming and you do not know where to start. So that would be follow the system, but focus yourself in 2 or 3 routes, and then try to become an expert on that, and try that to be your differentiation when you go to market and you pitch your customers. The first 3 to 5 years, probably you will need to focus more on sales. You need to you have to start the machine rolling and keep that engine working. And I would say that those initial years, it's very important that you leverage on the marketplace, because your time, the time of the IC, needs to be dedicated to sales. And every time that an IC goes and sits into his desk to develop a website by himself, or to write the content by himself, or to manage an AdWords campaign by himself, he is using that valuable time on operational things instead of going out and selling. So when you're building the business and you want to keep your engine running, then you need to spend as much time as possible on client-facing activities, either because you are setting a new client, or probably you are trying to upsell an existing client. Once you jump that threshold, and I say 3 to 5 years, but it depends on the geography and the sector you are developing, you will feel it. But there comes a time in which you will feel that probably you need to start to have staff. The first staff that I would recommend bringing on board would be a project manager that would can manage the relationship between the supplier in the marketplace, you, and then you to the customer to you to the supplier. It's like a constant communication where you need somebody to manage that relationship. And when you do it yourself, it eats up your time, which is time that you should be investing on selling. So I would say that the first resource most ICs bring on board is somebody that helps them manage the projects and manage the relationship, the ongoing daily relationship with customers. Once you jump that step, then probably you will bring more people into your staff, and then you will eventually probably lower the percentage of work that you send to the marketplace against the percentage of work that you do in-house. So I would say that follow the system and then use and leverage with the marketplace on the initial years, and then depending on the customers and the speed of your business, you might find that you need to start bringing some resources on board to be able to continue your growth. At the end, your goal should be that every customer that you bring in needs to be well managed and well attended.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be you all the time. You, as an IC, have to still go out and sell and develop the market. Another thing that I would say, another piece of advice is when you get objection in pricing, which ICs that are starting on the business are the ones that more frequently will feel that they need to price low, because at the end they are facing the customer, which will always pressure for a lower price.
Yeah.
So one thing that I learned is that when I had an objection in prices, I would change it to payment terms. So I would still sell at a high price, but I would be flexible on payment terms. Mm-hmm. So probably the customer wants to pay for his initial setup of the campaign in 3 months instead of a one payment. Be flexible and do it. That will not hurt your profitability. It will probably hurt your cash flow, but at the end, being our business, the secret of our business, a continuous revenue stream in which you get money every month. So when you get a customer that wants to pay during 3 or 4 or 5 months, that's okay, because at the end, he will be your customer 3 or 4 or 5 months. And when somebody's a customer and somebody receives an invoice from you every month, you have the right to call him, and he will be open to answer the phone call. If he's not a customer, he will always think that you're trying to sell him something. But if he's a customer, if he's somebody that receives an invoice and makes a payment every month, then you build the trust, you build the relationship, and at the end, that relationship will help you upsell the account.
Right.
So always keep in mind that if you can offer payment terms instead of discount, in my case, that has worked beautifully along the years. Another piece of advice we talked about is read, research, learn, study, try. You need to be on top of the new things that come out. And obviously, at the end, as you know more, you will be able to sell at a higher price because you will present yourself with confidence as an expert. And expertise is something that the business people will buy and will pay for. Other piece of advice will be participate in the community. Once you are an IC, leverage on the community, get into the workspace, get into the forums, ask questions, read everything that the people share, and learn from the community. Your training will not only come from WSI. Your training will come from 3 sources: WSI itself, all the suppliers that provide training, and all the community. And then at the end, I will say, attend the convention and attend the regional meetings, because being face-to-face with fellow ICs will bring new energy to your business at least once a year, if not more often. So that will be like the pieces of advice. I know they sound like many, but at the end, that's what I think have helped me to navigate with a little bit of success on this WSI community business.
It's really good advice that you give, and I really like the way you ended off there. Is if you're going to, we say join WSI, we don't say buy WSI. If you want to join WSI, you better be a part of the community. Otherwise, you will not get the added value that you'll get from being on your own, or like some of the competitors just are not able to talk to their competitors very easily. So participating and going to the convention really does help you a lot in this business. Now, what would your personal motto be? Because you obviously a very focused person, and you straight down the line. So what do you live by? What are the mottos that you have?
Well, one of the things that I have learned from mentors in WSI, from you, Francois, from many other ICs that have more experience than I do, is that if you know more than the competition, if you are able to present yourself with knowledge, with confidence in front of a customer, you will be successful.
Yeah.
But you need to work to get there. If you go and 20 to 40-minute presentation, successful presentation to a customer, it was not the success was not really those 20 or 40 minutes. The success comes on the 20 or 40 days before that you were preparing, studying, developing all that knowledge that allows you to become very valuable on that moment of truth.
Right.
Every time that you go in front of a customer, you know you need to that you are better than any other competitor that was there before or that will be there after you. So you need to know more than the competition. Being able to explain it in clear terms and being able to execute it with excellence.
Yeah.
If you have the knowledge, if you can explain it in clear terms, and then if you can deliver it, you will be very successful. Delivering is taken care by the marketplace most of the time. So in terms of the IC, what's left is study, be better than the competition, know more than the competition, be able to explain it clearly, because sometimes if you use a lot of technological and technical terms and you go to the customer, he will not get it, and you will. So learn, but then be able to explain it in clear terms and then execute with excellence.
Perfect. That's a really good one, and it encapsulates all the learning and everything that goes with it. So, you and me, we've had a drink every now and again. If we went to happy hour, what will you order? Share that with us.
Red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine, because I know you like it. But I also like it a lot. I enjoy red wine a lot. But sometimes, being Mexican and having a lot of other fellow ICs that they think that Mexicans are good tequila drinkers, which, by the way, we are.
Yeah.
And then I will jump to red wine for the rest of the evening.
I know when I was with you in Mexico last year when we were doing the training and you took us out to dinner, I liked the red wine, but I knew that if I started with the tequila, there would be no more red wine for me.
Well, then we will see how it goes on our next convention that's going to be in Mexico. So
exactly. I'm looking so forward to seeing you in Cancun, in a couple of months' time. It's going to be wonderful.
So it's going to be amazing.
It's wonderful. So thank you so much, for your time today. Now, if you could be anywhere other than spending this 1 hour with me today, where would you rather be?
I enjoy walking. I used to enjoy running, and I still run, but I enjoy walking a lot because it's a time with myself.
Yeah.
And if I can walk along the beach, that's where I would like to be right now. Walking along the beach, looking at the sea, hearing the waves, and then having that rhythm of the water, maintain the pace of my thinking and my thoughts. That for me is a very beautiful morning, and but I enjoy being with you, Francois.
Thank you so much. You just Mariana and I, we've just bought a place at the beach, and and we're going to spend quite a lot of time there. But we spent 1 month there when we were testing it out, and that's what we did. We walked every day for an hour, and as you're speaking now, it was exactly that, the waves and that, and to be able to put that into your day, because where I am now is like Mexico City. It's a concrete jungle. That's no beach.
Yeah. You need to get out and give yourself some peace time, just to mind and think about the future. So great. Enjoy the beach house. Great.
So, Carlos, thank you so much for spending your time and sharing all this information with us. It's been really, really wonderful.
It's amazing. I really thank you a lot for this. And I hope that all those, experiences and all those things that we have shared bring to the IC community, and especially to the new ICs, of somebody like you and me that have been in the business 15 years and that have build around that business a way of life, which at the end is what we are trying to get, a good quality of life
Right.
that can be around the business but not really depend on the business owner.
Great. So thank you very much. I hope everybody who watches this enjoy it. And Carlos, I'm going to see you soon in Cancun. So thanks a lot.
We'll see you there. Thank you, Francois, and thank you, Mariana. See you in a couple of months. Bye-bye.
Bye.